Hi, my name is Brooke Michael, and I want to welcome you to University of Michigan Flint's Nursing Certificate webinar. So we're going to get started today with some common questions that a lot of students have. So they want to know, do I have to be a University of Michigan Flint graduate to have this certificate or to start the certificate? And the answer is no. Students just need to have their BSN. It can be from any accredited university. And so you would want to send in your transcripts because there's some potential of some of the classes we're going to go over that could transfer in. Now, if you are a BSN student from the University of Michigan Flint, you can either take this program concurrently with your BSN, or you can take it post-graduation. So the program can be completed either time, and you can be in any of our BSN programs. So it can be RN to BSN, it could be traditional BSN, or accelerated second degree BSN. When can I start? So you can start any semester, fall, winter, spring, or summer. It doesn't matter which semester. And you can also take time off when you need to. So if life happens and you need to take a semester off, you absolutely can. And you're never penalized as long as you don't take more than a year off. And like I said before, you can start this before completing your BSN. So are the instructors University of Michigan Flint instructors? Yes, they absolutely are. You're getting the same instructors as if you came to main campus. And when campuses open up, you can even meet them if you wanted to come by during their office hours. Can I transfer courses in for the certificate? Yes, I already kind of touched on that on the first one. So we're going to go over the curriculum here in just a few slides. And when I do, we'll talk about some classes. And if you feel you took one of those classes in your BSN, then we can have it evaluated and you can complete or transfer in those classes. One thing you do need to keep in mind, though, is that you do need to complete a minimum of 9 credits at the University of Michigan Flint in order to have the certificate. If you have a bachelor's degree from the university or you've taken classes from us before, those classes count towards that. But if you've never taken a class with us, you do need to complete at least 9 of the 12 required curriculum courses, or credits, I apologize. So is the certificate a University of Michigan degree or certificate? Absolutely it is. You will graduate with a certificate from the University of Michigan Flint, and you will also have the knowledge and the eligibility to potentially set for some of those national accrediting exams. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that on another slide. Can the certificate courses be completed online? Absolutely they can. These classes are all offered online. And can these certificate courses be used as continuing education? If you are a Michigan nurse, the answer is yes. So we know that you're allowed to have 5 continuing education contact hours for each semester credit hour earned. So for example, if you were in a 3 credit hour course, that would be 15 contact hours to be used towards continuing education. If you are outside the state of Michigan, then we recommend looking up to see what your state's requirements are as far as using continuing education and higher education. So let's talk a little bit about the different certificates. So we have the case management certificate. The case management certificate is a practice that's constantly evolving, and it kind of works in the healthcare law and regulations, delivery systems, accreditation standards, and expectations from clients, providers, and payers. So a lot of our students who finish this certificate, these are the areas that they typically go into. This is not limited to, this is just where a lot of students end up working in hospitals, outpatient clinics, insurance companies, or disease management organizations. So the this is the leadership and management certificate, and the leadership and management certificate just helps improve with communication, problem solving, and leadership skills. Again, a lot of our students end up going in these areas, and it's not limited to, because leadership and management can be used in just about any industry and organization. But a lot of students become unit leaders, nurse educators, or they are just a management position within any kind of healthcare organization. So like I spoke on the first couple of slides, you can further your certificate with a national exam. So there is different national accrediting exams for both leadership and management and case management. The content that is provided in these certificates will allow you to be successful on the exams for these certificates. But you want to keep in mind that some of the organizations have hours that they require that you must complete before before you can set for the exam. So you would want to read through these different ones to make sure that you've met the hours, because there's no clinical hours in this certificate. So there's no hours outside of the computer. Those hours would need to be completed on your own time, either through work history or volunteering. So just make sure you read through and see which ones have hours that they require and that you've met those before you sign up to take one of these exams. Again, to get the certificate from the university, you don't need any of those hours. That's just if you want further to be like nationally certified. So these are the certificate courses in the certificate in leadership and management and case management. So the top one is leadership and management. When you see a little red asterisk next to the course, that is a course that was built into either the RN to BSN or traditional or accelerated BSN program at University of Michigan Flint. So if you've graduated in the last couple of years, you would have already taken these classes and you don't have to retake them. You also, again, can potentially transfer in these classes. If you feel like you took a class with a similar title, you would just send us in the syllabus if it hasn't already been reviewed. So for example, the first class in leadership and management is Nursing 420, leadership and management. The next one is 370, health policy. Then you have 380, immersion in nursing. And then you would choose one from those areas. Now, those areas are all leadership or managerial type courses that the university offers. You could have potentially taken and transferred these in your ADN and or your BSN program if you're from another university. So again, we can evaluate your transcripts to see if you potentially already had one of these classes. For the case management, you'll see we have case management for healthcare professionals, case management theory, health policy, and community. Again, the bottom two classes you probably already completed if you are a University of Michigan Flint graduate, and then the other ones are ones you would take with us. So what are your next steps? So there's going to be 3 different categories for next steps, depending on where you fall. So the first one, this is for students that have already graduated from the University of Michigan Flint with their BSN. So these students are University of Michigan Flint graduates, already finished their BSN. You are going to apply as a non-candidate for degree-seeking student. These are the steps. You make sure when you're applying that you choose that you're going for either case management or leadership and management in the application. It makes it a lot easier than trying to add it later on. And then this application is free and good for a year. And the next step is just booking an appointment with us, and we'll go over what remaining classes you have and how fast or slow you want to go through those. This is the next step for someone that graduated with their BSN from another university. Same first step, you're going to apply as a non-candidate for degree-seeking student. Same thing, free application, good for a year. Make sure you pick the certificate you want to take in the application process. And then the next thing you're going to do is send in transcripts so that we can evaluate those transcripts for some of those potential classes that you may have transferred in. So like I said, you need to complete a minimum of 9 credits at the university, but some of those certificates are 12 to 15 credits. So there's normally at least 1 or 2 classes that you took in your BSN that'll transfer in for that. So we need a copy of your transcripts to be able to evaluate it. We can accept unofficial transcripts, so that could be a screenshot from your college's or university's website, and or you could even take a picture with your smartphone and email it. Just make sure whatever you send over is legible. We just have to be able to read it. So if you do take a picture with your smartphone, make sure you zoom in on it a little bit before you send it in and make sure that you can read it. If you're sending those kind in, you just go for that electronic one. It's down below. That's an email address. Send those transcripts that way. If you are doing official transcripts, then you can send them in mail or electronic. Highly recommend always electronic. It's always going to be faster. And then you will book an appointment again with an advisor to go over what you still have remaining to take. So here are your next steps if you're a current University of Michigan Flint student. So if you're currently in a program at the University of Michigan Flint, then you're going to log into your SIS account. And I'm not going to go through all of this. The slideshow is emailed to you, so you can go through this on your own. Follow these steps to the different areas within SIS, and then make sure when it says, are you pursuing a certificate, you click yes, and then put in the certificate you're pursuing and make sure you click submit. Now, booking an appointment. Once you have either been admitted as a non-candidate for degree student or decide you do want to add the certificate classes to your curriculum, you will want to book an appointment because some of the classes are only offered certain semesters. There's a lot of different classes that you can take, but some classes do need to be completed in a specific semester. So you will book an appointment with an advisor. The easiest way to do that is online.umflint.edu and click the book an appointment button. Right now, we are only offering phone and virtual appointments, but soon we hope the campuses will open up and you'll have an opportunity, if you like, to meet face-to-face with an advisor in one of these locations. We will always offer phone and virtual appointments, but if you like face-to-face, we hope that these campuses will open up soon and you'll be able to meet an advisor at one of those locations that's convenient for you. Now, we do have extended time slots. I know that says 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., but actually we offer 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. time slots, Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays for phone and virtual appointments. So we know you have those odd work shifts. So if you need an early or a late appointment, we have them on Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. There's always appointments on Tuesdays, Fridays as well, but they're going to be 9 to 5 traditional appointment slots. So tuition and financial aid. Our certificates are going to be at the undergraduate tuition price, which is $4.97 per credit hour. So you can read that there. So they're all at undergraduate cost. If you already graduated with your BSN, you cannot use financial aid. So that's something you want to keep in mind, especially if you're currently in your BSN at the university now. The thing to keep in mind is that if you're doing it concurrently with your BSN at the university, you can use your financial aid, grants or loans or scholarships, to go towards the certificate. If you've already graduated with your BSN, you cannot use federal grants or loans, but you can use scholarships or tuition assistance from your employer. So you would want to speak with your employer's HR department to see if you can have tuition assistance for our certificate courses. So these are the different advisors you can meet with. Again, I'm Brooke. I'm in that left-hand column. And so there's my contact information and you'll see the other advisors, Stephanie, Jennifer, and Tiffany. You can meet at different locations. They also offer phone appointments always, but when the campuses open back up, then you can meet one of them in their different locations. So if you live near Flint and you want to visit an advisor face-to-face, you would meet with Tiffany. And you can work with any of our advisors from start to finish. So we want to thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions, please make sure to email, call, or text us. We have our contact information listed on that slide before. So like I said, you can reach us any of those 3 methods. And we hope you have a great rest of your day.